Hello, welcome to the June edition of the America in Bloom Executive Director Update. We will start with a look at our financials. This is as of May 31. From the administrative side of things, you can see we're only about $1,000 ahead of budget. Primarily, this is due to cost savings because we are down in revenue in both organizational sponsorship and individual giving. Growing Vibrant Communities is currently $12,000 better than budget on the expense side. That's because we've not seen most of our marketing dollars yet spent for the year, but that is coming. So we have no revenue for Growing Vibrant Communities, as you can see, which puts us at currently about $1,000 better than budget for Growing Vibrant Communities. National Awards Program, we are $14,700 better than budget in expenses. This is timing only. We have not, as of May 31, we had not spent as much money on judges' travel. Just wrote a large check in June, however, for a bunch of judges' travel. So that's going to catch up to us. We'll see that much more closer to reality at the end of June. So as from an overall standpoint, our National Awards Program currently sits at $10,692 better than budget. Symposium, we're a little down in revenue from budget. That's due to lower than budgeted sponsorship at this time. We're a little higher in, we are saving money right now on our symposium expenses. This is sort of timing, but I'm hoping that we see this continuing throughout the year, but we'll see. A lot of it depends on just how many people come to the symposium. So right now we are just about $2,000 better than budget on the symposium. Really, the bottom line is down here. We are sitting at $41,000 of more income over expenses as an organization. We'd only budgeted this much, so as of May 31, we are $14,350 better than budget. Candidly, most of this is timing, and unless we see significant sponsorship and revenue from symposium registrations, this number was going to quickly dwindle. We have a couple fundraisers coming up in the last half of the year. We have a raffle that happens in July. We have our on-site symposium silent auction, and then we have our online auction. And this year we're looking at doing some consulting visits, and as a way to control some of the expenses that we might have by sending our consultants to the winning communities, we're looking for any frequent flyer miles that you may be willing to give up. If you would like to donate those to America in Bloom so we can use them for some of our online auction packages, please let me know. It would be greatly appreciated. All right, the AIB website launched. I hope you've had a chance to look at it. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from it. It's dramatically different than what we've had. So it's quite a shock in a good way when people go to the website. Of course, we have Growing Vibrant Communities. That's our new baby. At this point, it's set to launch next week. We are currently beta testing, so if we don't see any big issues, we'll launch. But if we do not launch on Tuesday, June 25 as planned, it's because we noticed something in the beta testing that's just going to force us to take a step back and get some of those critical fixes made. But so far, we're looking good. Once the program launches, then we're going to move into a postcard series of marketing. This is a snapshot of 4 of the proposed postcards we're working through our list, segmenting, figuring out what we can actually afford to spend, and we'll get going on that. But our focus really has been on just getting really ready for the launch. Our CN Eco Connections from the Ground Up Grant Program, we have notified all of the 10 winning cities, working on getting their grant agreements signed, getting them connected with our consultant, Bill Hahn, so that he can begin working with them on their projects to ensure that they're ready to go and can get those projects launched and then finished. Our National Awards Program, our signature program at this point, half of our communities have been judged. July was a very busy travel month for our judges. As you can see, we have this large cluster of Mississippi cities. They were judged for the most part most of last week and the week before. And it was great that some of our judges were able to get together on a day that nobody was judging down in Mississippi. So I'll show you who these judges are if you're not familiar with our amazing volunteers. We have Jack Klassen, Douglas Earhart, Sue Amatangelo, our chair Leslie Pittenger, Ed Hooker, Cindy Brown, Barbara Vincenson, and Lori Podier Brown. This is Donna Yao. She's the woman that we've connected with down in Mississippi, who really helped connect us with communities down there that would be worthy of a grant. She's helped facilitate a lot of those grants through the process. And so it was great for the judges to get to meet Donna and learn more about what the Mississippi Urban Forestry Council is doing and how she's helping AIB communities through the grant process. It's a really great time for those judges. Apparently they had a lot of fun networking and really just some great fellowship time together. All right, our big program coming up is the symposium, October. Linda Hart, chair of the committee, she and I were in St. Charles this week on Tuesday and Wednesday, met with several committee members. We did a practice of the walking tour to work out any kinks and make sure that they're ready for the walking tour. That is the most intense part of the program that the local committee is responsible for. So it was really nice to walk through their proposed tour. Every speaker did their spiel, made sure that they were on time, had really good talking points and good takeaways for our attendees that they can go back home and implement some of those ideas in their own communities. Since I was going to be in St. Charles for the site visit and meetings with the St. Charles Local Planning Committee, I decided to talk to other AIB communities in the area. So Monday, I went to Ottawa, Illinois. That's the top left. That is a great community. They are interested in hosting the 2022 symposium. Then I went to lunch in West Chicago. Imagine driving into West Chicago and seeing that sign. That was really fun. Had lunch with the mayor and some of the representatives there and got a really nice tour of their community. And then spent a late afternoon and into the evening in Hawthorne Woods. This is a picture on the right. Hawthorne Woods is a small community they were doing big things. One of the projects I got to see was the grant project that America in Bloom and CN partnered with to fund. They're really proud of this new park that they've done. It's the newest park in Hawthorne Woods, and it would not have happened without the work of America in Bloom and CN. It was a really fun evening with the Hawthorne Woods gang. So after Linda and I visited with St. Charles Tuesday, Wednesday, I got to drive to Holland to drop Linda off, and I was treated to this picture on the left. This is the part one of a two-part Oz project that Holland is working on. The author of The Wizard of Oz, L. Frank Baum, was inspired to write the book when he was in the Holland area. So they're capitalizing on that and celebrating that history. And this is a living mosaic of the book. There's statues of the four main characters that will be coming in August. So if you have a chance to see it, it is remarkable. It was inspired by what some of the representatives saw when they were in Canada a couple years ago for the Communities in Bloom Symposium, and on the Canada 150 celebration where they had over 150 of these, 40 of these living mosaics on display. Holland came back very inspired by that, and they've been able to launch this. It is unbelievably cool. The picture on the right is Jackson, Michigan. That was my last stop on a 4-day whirlwind trip. And the reason I was in Jackson, Michigan was I was meeting with our new CN rep, Larry Lloyd. He lives in Jackson, Michigan. So got together and had a really wonderful long lunch with him, got to know him, learned more about CN, and really just talked about where the partnership has been, where we see it going. He's really on board. He's excited about our partnership. He's been to some communities that have received grants, and they talk about America in Bloom in such glowing ways that he's already witnessed what America in Bloom is doing. But Jackson, Michigan is having it's called a Bright Walls Festival coming up in the fall, and it's a mural festival. And this mural just happened to be right by the restaurant we were meeting. So I thought that was really cool to see. So it was a great week of trips to the Chicagoland area, and then Holland and Jackson, Michigan. It's good to be home, but it was a great week of networking and relationship building. All right, we have an AIB board meeting coming up in July. We'll be meeting from 3 to 5 on Sunday, July 14th. For those coming to Columbus for the meeting, we'll be in room B242. It's on the second floor of the convention center. We have been able to work out an arrangement with Ball Horticulture to meet in one of their meeting rooms. So you'll look for the Ball sign outside of the door. We cannot get our own meeting room for Sunday. Cultivate management did not want any meetings to be held during show hours. In the past, we've been granted an exemption from that rule, but this year they would not allow us to meet during our time, and then they also wanted to charge us meeting space rental. So Ball came through for us, as they always do, and we're going to sneak into their room for that meeting. I'll be sending the agenda and other board meeting information to you next week. Committee chairs, here's your first notice that your committee reports are due by July 8th, so they can be included in the board book. Whew, more meetings coming up. Of course, we have St. Charles board meeting in October, then we have our teleconference, and we're going to Orlando in February. I include this in every month's update, but I just want to make sure your calendars are updated. And that is it. I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you so much.